Hi guys, welcome to Bits and Bytes. In our Linux commands for beginners series, today we'll discuss about a very popular and commonly used Linux command called cat. So cat is short form of concatenate. So you can check the manual in our previous video I showed you that use man command to check manual of any commands. So if I check the manual of cat, so here it is written that cat concatenate files and print it on standard output, that is on your terminal. Now here is the options what we can use with cat command. So I will demonstrate some of the most commonly used options. First thing is that cat reads from your standard input and print that input to your standard output. So when you invoke cat, it reads from your keyboard, and uh, when you press enter, that string is printed on your screen. So let's say I enter cat. Now whatever I will write over here, let's say hello world. Now when I will enter, this hello world will be printed on this terminal. You see, now we can do this, we can continue this with let's say thanks guys, what are you doing. So we can do this endlessly, and once we are done, we just need to uh, get out of this cat command with control and D. Now this is the basic functionalities of cat, and we can what we can do is with this we can manipulate files, we can create files, we can concatenate files, and we can do some operations with files. So if we do not pass any argument with cat command, then it will use the standard input as a input file and standard output as a output file. But if we use input and output arguments with cat, then it will read from an input file and write to output file like that. So let's see some examples. For example, if I want to create a file, so what I can do is I can cat and redirect my cat output to a file. Let's say uh, cat example.txt. Now here whatever I will write, that won't print it on my standard output. Instead, that will redirect to this particular file. It will create that file, and whatever I will enter over here, those things will go to this particular file and it will save that file. So let's check that. Hello everyone, this is Bits and Bytes on Manjaro Linux. Thank you. Now once we are done with writing our content, what we need to do is press enter and same control C or control D. So I pressed control D, and now you will see that this cat example.txt file has been created. So let's see what is there in cat example.txt, and see whatever I entered over here, that is exactly that is uh, get carried into this particular file. Now what we can do is we can use multiple files as input, and we can create another file. So let's say you have two files. Let's say I have this text.txt, and or let's say I have this abc.txt. What is there in abc? So in abc I have hello world, and in new text file I have hello world, this is demo text file. Okay, now I want to merge these two files, that hello world, this is demo text file, and I want to create a new file. So let's say something I want to do is, first the content of these new files will come, and then the content of this file abc.txt file will come, and both this content will merge into a new file. So we can do that like cat new file, then abc, and we can redirect that to another file, and you see that another file will have this hello world, this is demo file, it came from this new file, and next hello world came from this abc. So similarly we can do this merge of multiple files. If you have 10-15 files and you want to merge them together in a single file, you can do that with this one. Then we'll see some file operations. Let's say I have this cat example files, right? So when I cat it, it will show me this content. Now if you want to see how many lines you have in this particular file, you can do that with cat -n and then the file name, and it will show you that there is total 11 number of files. This is number 1, this is a blank line, there is a blank line, there is multiple blank lines, and this is a thank you number 11 number of line. And if you want to number only these lines which have some content, let's say you do not want to number these blank lines, so you can do that. We'll cat -b, then file name. So we have these 4 lines where we have some contents. Even if you give a space, that will also be accepted as a uh, valid line. So let's say I want to change it, and let's say I want to add a space over here or double space, and if again I run this command, see here earlier we didn't had any line over here, now it is considered as a a valid line, a non-empty line. So cat -b will always number all these non-empty lines, and cat -n will always number all the lines irrespective of whether it is empty or not. And the priority is on b. Let's say you have given both cat dash b and n, then it will the b will override the n. See, so the n will not work over here. Another very commonly used cat options is cat -s. So in our example file, you see we have multiple blank lines over here, right? What s does is suppress consecutive blank lines to a single line. So let's see cat -s, then file name. Okay, we have a space over here, right? So let me delete those spaces. Let's say I have given this number of empty lines. So if I just cat, it will show me all these empty lines. But if I cat minus s, it will show me only one empty line instead of all these empty lines. So it is helpful when you have a very large file, and on that large file sometimes you have consecutive blank lines. So you want to shorten those files for your better visibility, then you can use that to shorten your content. Okay, uh, there are some options like this minus t, and you see this minus e. uh, what it does is, let's say in our example file, this is how we look at it, right? But in this file we have some hidden characters uh, which we can show with cat. For example, after every line there is a new line character. Okay, and sometimes what happens is that you cannot recognize where the line is ended. Let's say this hello everyone dot, it looks like here it is ended, but might be there are some following space or some other characters which we cannot see. For example, let us change this file and let me append some spaces over here. Okay, and let me append some spaces over here also, and let me add some gap over here. Let's say I give 3 tab. Okay, now if you see this file again, so you can see, you can distinguish that there are some space or tabs over here, right? But you cannot distinguish from here that whether this line ends over here on this dot or it further continues. So to check that, we can use cat minus e, and it will give a dollar sign at the end of every line. So see, now we can tell that this line actually ends over here. So here we have some tab or space, and same as with this line, here we have some tab or space. Now in this line, here we can see that there is some space or some tab, right? So this minus e actually append a dollar sign at the end of every line and show us. It will help us, I mean, to distinguish that whether the line ends where it is showing or not. For example, this line ends over here, there is no space, we can understand that. But for this line we need this option minus c to really know that this line, where this line ends. Now another challenge is that how do you know whether this is a space or a tab? I mean, it might be a multiple space, it might be multiple tab, you do not know, right? So you can check that with cat also. For example, if you use this with e, if we use this minus t also, I mean t option, then this t option replace those tab with a slash t. Oh sorry, with the I. Slash t is tab character, but it will show this I. Now this I followed by this character upper arrow and this I character, uh, this represents a tab over here. So from this command we can check that well, between thank and you there are three tabs, whereas after this hello everyone we have multiple spaces, there is no tab character. So yeah, these are the main options for cat command. There are other options also which are not used you know that widely. Actually I have already covered all of, I mean most of them. There is this p, it actually shows you if there is any you know uh, hidden character. For example, I have one file called uh, sorry test.txt. Now see, when I cat this file, you do not see any hidden character, right? But there is a hidden character, I know. Okay, and uh, how can I check, or how can we check whether there is any hidden character in that file or not? Sometimes what happens is, let's say you are transferring a file from a Windows to a Linux server, or you are uploading a text file to a Linux server. At that time, in between this transfer, there you might append unintentionally, you can add some hidden characters. Or let's say you have opened text file in Windows and you have edited that and you just saved that, and for some reason your editor was in a different encoding and it might have added some hidden character. So what you can do is with -p you can check that. So see, here I could not see this particular hidden character, but when I see this with -v, cat reports that there is a particular hidden character appended over here. So, and with cat -a, you can literally see everything. Everything means all of these options whatever I showed you previously, all those things you can see with cat -a. So see here, you are seeing this, all this dollar after every line, then this tab replaced by this I, this hidden character also is visible over here. So cat capital A is replacement for all these options together, whereas if you want to individually use those options you can do that. So that was all about cat. If you find this helpful, please let me know in the comment section. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye bye.